Good day, happy travelers. Today we are talking about Royal Caribbean's shore excursions in the port of call Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So if you're watching this, you're probably thinking about booking a cruise that makes a stop at this port, but you want to see what shore excursions are available, what the cost is, and Royal Caribbean makes it very difficult to see what is in fact available. So the purpose of this is we will show you what's available, kind of what's selling out, what's hot, what has limited availability, what has discounts, what those discounts tend to look like. We will also show you any height, age, weight limitations that may be available if you have folks in your party that have limited mobility concerns. So we will talk about that as well. First thing of note is you will see here that some things have a 10% off, some things have a nothing percent off sign. You will see some things that have last spot available, and lots of last spots available. Anything sold out, 7 spots of sale, and a couple items are sold out. So if you were watching our Mazatlan video, nothing was sold out, and this is the same cruise that I'm on, Navigator, the Seas, June 13th. This is sold out. So if you're on a different cruise ship that's stopping here, we're thinking about doing a different cruise ship. We are about 3 months out, just a kiss over, three months and a week over, and we do have several things with limited availability. Now, if you don't like the prices that I'm showing here that Royal Caribbean makes available or the availability, there is a backup option that Viator has. You can always see that if it's like a bucket list thing that you want to do, but we'll talk about that at the end. Otherwise, let's show you what we have now and start off with a beach escape here. $159 for an adult, $100 for a kid, 6.5 hours long, leaves at 8:30 in the morning. The only noted restriction here is minimum age of 1. I don't read all these words here for you. You're going to be at the beach for 6 hours is the general gist, and if you need more words about exactly what that is, feel free to pause and read those details. Otherwise, there's more notes. Buffet, snacks, drinks are included. Pause to read if you want to know more about that. Otherwise, that looks like a fun day at the beach. Next up is going downtown. How about a fiesta with the amigos? $52 for an adult, $43 for kids, 5 hours long, leaves at 9:45 in the morning, and you are going to, do what the title says in many more words. Feel free to pause and read that. And again, additional food and snacks are available for purchase. And you're donating to a good cause. Some of the proceeds are going to the local community. So we're off and running here. How about a razor adventure? Going off into the mountains, $114. I've done this in the Dominican Republic. It looks like a lot of fun. We're thinking about doing it now. 5 hours long, 9:30 a.m. departure. Minimum age is 12. Now here we go. If you have those folks in your party with mobility concerns, here's where we just say, hey, they're going to be doing it at their own risk. If you're pregnant or have some back issues, and then you're in a foreign country. So just like you don't want to walk down any street in any major city, the same is true here. Be aware of your surroundings. Typically, if you follow your tour guide, you are going to be A-okay. How about an eco discovery tour? $88 for an adult, $43 for kids, 6 hours and 30 minutes long, leaves at 8:30, minimum age 8, maximum age is 60. So more notes about what that is. Feel free to pause here. Those with limited mobility concerns, if you're motion sickness, and you're day 5, you're going to know if you have motion sickness this point in your cruise, especially heading down the Pacific coast. The ocean is not typically the smoothest body of water in the world, and it's not a sheltered cruise. So you're going to know. Otherwise, here's some more notes here as well. Right. Heading on down. How about just seeing the highlights? Doing some shopping. $25 per guest, 4 hours long, 9 a.m. And you are going to go see the city. Pause, read here if you want to see exactly what that is. I would expect to shop. If you have walking difficulties, this isn't for you. 1 water, soda, or beer. Not all 3. You get 1. So there you go. It's included. How about a tequila experience and a show and lunch? $79 per adult, $70 for kids, 5 hour. I always love tequila experiences when you bring your kids. Gotta be 5 hours long. Leaves at 11 a.m. Minimum age is 12 on the tequila thing. There you go. And here is more notes If you here we are, regarding wheelchairs is not recommended per se. And regarding the minimum age, Mexico, the country is minimum age is 18. Rural Caribbean's policy is 21. What I recommend is, unless it says specifically, like if you saw my Ensenada video, there were some that said 18, some said 21. If it doesn't say it, I would go with Royal Caribbean's personal policy of 21. And then if you try it and it works out, hey, good for you. But just try to set appropriate expectations. How about luxury sailing and snorkel? $129 per guest, 5 hours long, leaves at 9:30. Minimum age is 10. Regarding mobility concerns, anytime you're getting on and snorkeling, they're just notes. Sometimes the ladders are real easy to get on and off of. Sometimes it is not. So that is. And if you are on a different ship, so on my June 13th, there's only one spot available. So if you're looking out for 2026, 2027, book early because space is available, and this is a hot item. How about Dolphin Signature Swim? $194 per guest, one spot available, 3.5 hours long, 9 hours and 50, leaves at 9:15 a.m. Minimum age is 8. And this tells you all the details about what you're going to be doing. Guests, here you are, 5 guests per dolphin. Meet, greet, touch. It's a 40-minute encounter, but you will not be touching it for 4 minutes. Every time I've done one of these things, the cumulative amount of time that something on my body is touching a dolphin is no more than 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. Not that I have a timer, but it's the amount of time you touch is not an extraordinary amount, but you get to see them for a long time. More notes about details and advisements. Animals are unpredictable. Lockers are available to rent. Oh, complimentary lockers. Hey, there we go. Now we were talking. Normally you charge $20 to rent a locker. Here it's free. I like free. All right. How about an ATV? Sierra Madre ATV adventure. 109 per guest, 5 hours long, leaves at 9:30. Minimum age is 18. Maximum weight is 330. And you're going on an ATV up to the park. And if this inherently is not something good for those with mobility concerns, you got to be 18 years old and have a valid driver's license and a credit card just in case you ruin the ATV. So here you go. A canopy adventure, ziplining, $159 per guest, 5 hours 45 minutes is the duration, 8:30 a.m. Minimum age 12, maximum weight 260, minimum height 48. Common question we get is, hey, what about the weight? Do they have a scale? Is it hard pressed? Listen, when it comes to ziplining, if they put the weight there, they put the weight there for a reason. And I don't want to be up here and hear some, that noise, the snapping noise. So no, I have not seen a scale at one of these things yet. But I personally am not advising anybody, hey, if you're to the point that, hey, if you're 259, before you get on the ship, but you hit the windjammer hard and you're 5 days in, a couple MDR desserts, you're thinking you might be 261, 260 and a half. It says 260 maximum weight. That's just me, and that's my advice. I do not advise going on that if you're 260 or over. So it's just me. Dolphin encounter. Another last spot available, 109, 3 hours long, leaves at 9:15. Minimum age is 1. Pause to read those details. Sunblock is allowed only if applied 15 minutes before the program starts. So you just can't lather up while you're in there. It's not good for them. That's like poisoning their water. Local flavors and traditions. Just want to go out, see a little bit of the culture. $69 per an adult, $34 for kids. 5 hours long, leaves at 8:30 in the morning. Minimum age is 8. And you're going to, do this stuff here. Feel free to pause to read that. Regarding restrictions, minimum walking, and you can buy some alcohol if you are so inclined. Fly and Splash Eco Adventure. You are going to pay $74 per guest, 5 hours long, maximum weight 220, minimum age is 12, and you are going to do zip lining, and there you go. So and then it looks like you also get to go to a pool. There you go, an infinity pool. So that is going to be a lot of fun. How about Town Country Tequila? 43 for an adult, 25 for kids, 5 hours long, leaves at 9 a.m. Minimum age is 12. And here you go. Guess must be 21. So if you're bringing a 12-year-old to your Town Country and Tequila tour, they're going to be watching the tequila and not participating. How about a beach break? $39 per adult, 34 for kids, 5 hours long. Now that is fun for kids. 11 a.m. departure, and you are going to go to a beach and participate. Feel free to pause to read that, but I'm sure you can let your imagination run wild. More details. Bring a towel from the cruise ship. Loungers are available by the pool. How about a classic sailing experience in the bay? $88 for an adult, $47 for kids, 3.5 hours long, leaves at 8:30, and you're sailing. Feel free to pause to read exactly what you're going to be sailing around. Open bar and snacks are included, and you got to make sure you get on the boat. So if you have mobility concerns or motion sickness, and you might not see wildlife while you're in the water. You might not. Can't be guaranteed it's wildlife. They're unpredictable. How about a beach break in lunch via Zodiac? $137 per guest, 5.5 hours long, leaves at 10, and you're going on to the Zodiac, and you're going to a beach. Feel free to read about that. You'll be at the beach for about 90 minutes. Food and drinks are included, and you got to get on a small tender boat. Not recommended for wheelchairs, and it's an adults-only tour, and you got to sign a waiver. Catamaran cruise, beach, and snorkeling. $155 per guest, 5 hours long, leaves at 8:30 in the morning. Minimum age is 10, and you are going to get on a boat, go to the beach, and snorkel. Feel free to pause, read those details if you're interested in that. Getting away from the beach, how about local flavors of Mexico? $115, $79 for kids, 6 hours long, leaves at 8:30. Minimum age is 8, and you can read all the highlights of things that you might be eating or watching them cook, and probably tasting, and how to make mole, salsa, and tortillas. There might be some walking. Not recommended for those in wheelchairs, though. And if you want to buy souvenirs, straight cash homie is their preferred method of payment. $47 for an adult if you want to do biking, Mexican countryside plantations, rustic villages, and lunch. 4 hours long, $38 for kids. Minimum age is 12, maximum weight 220, maximum height 75 inches. And you will go and take a look at all that stuff there is there. Pause to read, and those are the mobility concerns. You got to wear a helmet. 7 spots left of the sights and bikes. Tasting at a private villa. $64 for an adult, $54 for kids, 5.5 hours long, leaves at 8:30, and you are going to see what they put there. Feel free to pause, and is not recommended for those with wheelchairs. Want to do hiking and then go to a villa for a day? $56 for an adult, $47 for kids, 5 hours long, leaves at 8:30. You're going to hike. And then you're going to go to the villa, pause to read exactly what that all entails. And again, not recommended for those with mobility concerns. Got to be 21 or older to enjoy an alcoholic beverage. $159 for the Bridge Adventure by Razor. Oh, you're driving on the bridge. Look at this right here. That's the bridge. You were driving on that. All right. 4.5 hours long, leaves at 9:50 in the morning. Minimum age is 6, maximum is 70. Minimum weight 60, maximum weight 260. And you are going to pause to read the highlights of what you're going to be doing, and pause to read more important details if this is something you are thinking about doing for $160. How about just go to a day, go to a beach all day, an all-inclusive beach resort for the day. $106, 88 for kids, 4.5 hours long, leaves at 9:30. Let your imagination run rampant as you imagine what you're going to do at a beach resort for a day. Continuing on, beach cruise and a snorkel safari. $124 for an adult, $115 for kids. Leaves at 10:30 in the morning for 5 hours. Minimum age is 10, and you are going to, cruise and then snorkel. 18 years old. Hey, here we are. Legal age for consuming alcohol is 18 on this excursion. So if you have 18, 19, 20-year-old and you want to really brighten their day, enjoy it responsibly. And here is a different Razor Adventure 174 with very similar noted limitations regarding age, height, weight, departure times. So that is for you. Pause to read those details if you are interested. How about hiking? Going to the point there, $92 per guest, 5 hours long, leaves at $950. And again, note the minimum age of 12, max 65, minimum weight 60, maximum weight is 22, and you are going to go cool down in a river, have a shot of punch. So if you're in a wheelchair, they do not recommend it. If you want a sea lion encounter, again, it's sold out for me, but maybe not your cruise. $119 per guest, 3.5 hours long, minimum age is 5. Feel free to pause to read those details about you meeting a sea lion. And the last one, all-inclusive beach resort escape is sold out. It must be very popular. $109 for an adult, $59 for kids, 5 hours and 15 minutes. And you are, well, that's what you're going to be going to the all-inclusive resort and enjoying some beach. And then if you get there early, they don't serve alcohol until 11. But you can go to the Starbucks, but it's not part of the all-inclusive. Just like perhaps the cruise ship. Although, it is part of, there is, if you get the right package, it can be part of it, just not the real Starbucks. All right, well, hey, that is what you can do in this port of call. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you travel safe.